started by a group out of Elmhurst. And it is basically a one-day conference where they bring in young Latinas, so girls who are just leaving junior high school, going into high school, and they come in with their mothers. And so they do an entire day of panels of what high school is going to be like, you know, what their career path may be, how their parents can work with them to fulfill and achieve some of their dreams, the kind of tools that maybe are available to them. And they have keynote speakers and panels, and it's kind of a cool project. It's just a one-day thing, but they're planning for it year-round, and every year they help other girls, and so those girls come back every year. So for example, I've been doing it 5 years. One of the girls, Cassie, I kept in touch with her, and I met her when she was going into high school, and now she's in college. I think she's starting her second year this year. So it's kind of cool to kind of keep track of people and see how they do down the road and what they're interested in and watch them grow up. And we've had some of the girls come into the station and do a tour. And some of the girls are interested in TV, some are interested in something else. But it's an interesting project. Right? That's a good question. She asked, when I worked at Telemundo, how did it feel? How is it different than working in like mainstream English media? The truth is we're covering the same stuff. So in terms of content, it's really the same. I would say in terms of style, that's probably a little bit different. I think in Spanish it can be a little bit flashier, which is good. It's probably a little bit more entertaining. But in terms of content, it's the same thing. It's hard living in a place like Chicago where you're not always covering stories where people speak Spanish. So you're having to interview people in English and then do the translation into Spanish. And that slows down the pieces a little bit, or trying to find somebody who speaks the language. That gets difficult. What's the best part about being in TV? I would say you get a front row seat of history to really know what's going on. Like, I'm a part of it. So September 11th, you get to be there covering it, seeing. I was working in Peoria at the time, so I wasn't in New York City. But we all covered it. But you get to see stuff as it's coming in. You get to be a part of the big event. So when President Obama won the election, I was in Grant Park. I was there when he was inaugurated. You just get to be a part of history. I think that's really cool. And you also have an ability to help people. So if someone calls with an issue, or they're getting scammed, or they're taking advantage of people, I have an ability to help that maybe others wouldn't. So that feels pretty good. Say those two things. Right here. Said, what are the steps to get into media? Number one, read. Remember I told you guys you should read one article a day. Number two, go to college. You got to have a 4-year degree. There's no way around it. I mean, you've just got to do it. And number three, try to network. Try to meet people. Call your local TV station if that's something you're interested in doing, and maybe talk to a few of the reporters and see if they'll let you come and take a tour of the station. Or once you're in college, try to do some internships, because that's going to help you along the way. I just did one that I thought was pretty good. So there was a lady, her name is, I'm not going to say her name, but she worked for the governor, and she retired, and she's supposed to get a pension, like most state workers do. She was receiving $130,000 a year as her pension. You guys know that's a lot of money, right? $130,000 a year. Well, it turns out it was a mistake. She was only supposed to get $25,000 a year. So what's the difference, like 100 grand? So an extra $100,000 at least. So it turns out the state pension board said, yeah, we made a mistake. We screwed up. There was a glitch in the system. And because of the way the state law is written, she technically didn't have to give that money back, and there was nothing they could do about it. So we went and tracked her down, found her. She said it was a mistake, that she didn't realize that she wasn't supposed to get that money, that she thought that's what she was supposed to get. But she was making more after retiring than she was when she actually worked for the state, which seems a little odd, because you normally, as your pension, you wouldn't be making more than you were when you weren't employed. So she ended up returning the money, more than $300,000. Yeah. She didn't have to, but she did do it.